Here at Entrepreneurs, Miss Aurora is about to get today's video on and popping. But first, you have got to hear what just happened. So Miss Aurora was just on a Zoom with a gentleman who is clearly in a medical bed. He says he's in his home. There is an aide there with him. Now, the aide has on his scrubs and everything like this. Is a male aide, and this is an elderly man. And he said, Miss Aurora, I've been watching you on YouTube, and I know you can help me. I said, well, sir, I'm not going to say his name. Well, what do you need? And he begins to tell me that he believes that his oldest daughter and granddaughter, to which the granddaughter is not from the oldest daughter. The granddaughter is from another child of his. But he's telling me that this daughter and this granddaughter have been attempting to poison him. I said, well, how do you know that, sir? And he said that the daughter and the granddaughter basically are there with him on and off. The daughter will be there, then the granddaughter will be there. And the food that they bring to him that clearly they make or get from somewhere, I couldn't make it out, is beginning to taste worse and worse was his word. He said it's worse and worse. Okay, it's getting worse and worse is what he said. So I said, well, sir, could it be that the young ladies just cannot cook? I said, I don't have any cooking skills. You definitely don't want to eat my cooking, right? He goes, no, I'm telling you. So he begins to give me some examples. He's like, okay, how you can get chicken noodle soup. And the chicken noodle soup going to taste one way. And then, the next day, the chicken noodle soup is supposed to taste the same, but it's not the same. It tastes horrible, like something's in it. And I asked her several times if she put something in it. And she talking about no food in that soup, but it came out of the can. And this man is going, so, we're on Zoom. I'm trying so hard not to laugh because this man is serious, right? So I said to the aide, I said, well, have you tasted any of this soup that he's referring to? Oh, no. He done told me this. I ain't touching that stuff, right? So I said, well, have you called the police? Like, what has going on? Have you confronted these people? And he said, I called the police. And the police came here. And the aide was saying, I was here when the police came, and I didn't know he called the police. The police came, so I thought something happened in the neighborhood. So I did talk to the police, and he told the police that he felt he was being poisoned. And the police asked him, did he have evidence of that? And I said, oh my gosh. So the police asked if he had evidence of being poisoned. And I said, so what did you tell the police? He said, well, I told them if they go down in the kitchen and taste some of that food they've been giving me, they might fall out. So then the cop asked him, well, have you had to be rushed to the hospital? What kind of side effects have you had? So the man said he told the police officer, well, as soon as I taste some and it tastes that bad, I stop eating it, but I know it's poisoned, right? I said, okay. So basically the police are like, okay, this guy is a loony. So I'm not really trying to mess with this guy. Forgive the hair, guys, because I'm having between this Zoom call and King David, y'all, oh my God, help me. Okay. So he says that now the police officers think that he's off his rocker, but the fact is he has a will. He says they know that they are in the will and they're trying to get rid of him, okay, so that they can get his money. They can get his house and they can get whatever he's naming that he wants me to now create this trust, because the aide says that 2 days ago, which was so he's probably talking about Monday. Okay. That the granddaughter came in there with the daughter and they had a mobile notary and they were attempting to get the grandfather, this man, to sign some documents, but they did not have the documents themselves. They had the signature pages. So he said, now that's it. They're trying to get me and I need to create a trust that overrides this will so, I could get rid of them. I said, so, sir, how do you feel that this is going to stop these people from attempting to poison you? You know, how do you feel like that's going to happen? He said, well, once I change everything, then I'm going to go through an eviction process. I said, oh, are they like living in your home full time? He goes, well, they've been here long enough. They've been here long enough. And what I want to do is I want to put in the documents. I want you to put in the documents that if the coroner finds poison in me, it was my granddaughter and it was my oldest daughter. I want to name them, right? And I'm over here like, oh my God, this is an episode of Columbo. And I told the gentleman, I said, well, you know, Mr. Aurorah is a huge fan of Columbo, and this is definitely a Columbo moment. And he said, you got that right. If we ever needed Columbo, we need him today. And I said, well, sir, I need to think about how it is we're going to actually assist you, because, I would be afraid to do anything because I don't even know if you're in your right mind. Right? I don't even know if I'm talking to a sane person right now, right? And the aide said, oh, no, he said he's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Oh, no, I can show you medical documentation and all of this stuff. I said, well, who has his medical power of attorney? Because you're telling me that they tried to get him to sign some papers, okay? So he's like, it's the granddaughter. Secured entrepreneurs, how would you help this man who is swearing that if he doesn't get some new document on record to get rid of these people and whatever diabolical thing that they plan to do to him, which is why he's no longer eating, he pays the aide to bring food in because he refuses now to eat the daughter and the granddaughter's food. What say you, secured entrepreneurs? What would you do? What would you do? What type of... The man has already called the police. They're not trying to hear it. I don't know what type of medical documentation. I mean, I don't know. The man is in need, that's for sure. Comment below. Secured entrepreneurs, let Mr. Aurorah know what you would do. Now, I'm going to try to comb this hair and everything and get this video together because I'm going to answer some questions about some stocks today, okay? So let me get into that. All right, Mr. Aurorah is back. Secured entrepreneurs, it is Thor's Day. This is yet another wild day in the desert. You don't even want to know how wild. All right. We had some secured entrepreneurs who came on board last month. They started some pretty neat eco-friendly companies. They have asked Mr. Aurorah to give them some suggestions about other eco-friendly companies that they could begin to invest in via their trust because they're starting a portfolio for their trust now. All right. So in this video, Mr. Aurorah is going to give you her top eco-friendly dividend-paying companies. Can we do it? All right. First of all, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you have not shared this video, because guess what? It's Jupiter's Day. It's Thor's Day. What better day than to talk about getting some money? All right. So for those of you who do not know who I am Miss Aurorah Dey, and this is the Secured Entrepreneur Movement. So many of the secured entrepreneurs know that Mr. Aurorah is going to start with Next Era Energy. Yes, Next Era Energy, the leading company in renewable energy. They focus on wind and solar power generation. Okay. And today you can get a share of their stock for, at the time of this recording anyway, $68.24, somewhere in there. I think it's $68.24. I'll put it on the screen, whatever it is, after I finish this recording. Okay. And let me tell you, the CEO of this company is John Ketchum. Now, you all know Mr. Aurorah will change somebody's name with the quickness, but I did not change this man's name. This man's name is Ketchum. Okay. Ketchum, John Ketchum. Now, you all also know that Mr. Aurorah believes in the ladder effect. Okay. So as I'm sharing these companies with you, check out and see who's paying between January and December. Where does it fit in your ladder? Okay. The next company that Mr. Roy is going to share that most of you probably love too is Procter and Gamble. Now, we all know that Procter and Gamble is a multinational consumer goods company, but they've made great strides in sustainability and even making a commitment to a renewable energy. All right. And today you can get a share of their stock for $168.28. Now, many of the secured entrepreneurs also know that I would say Coca-Cola. All right. Now, we know that Coca-Cola has been around for the longest time. And what do they say? Oh, they're good for it, right? We know that you're going to get your dividend payment, okay? So Coca-Cola, we know, is an international beverage company, and they have been increasingly focused on sustainability. They've been doing recycling of packaging and even water stewardship, all right? So today you can get a share of their stock for $63.37. I think this is the fourth one. I'm going to say Johnson & Johnson. Now, we all know that Johnson & Johnson is a diversified healthcare company, but they've been on the map for their sustainability efforts, renewable energy, and waste reduction, okay? And I believe that at the time of this recording, you can get a share of their stock for $154 and some change. Of course, I'll put it up, but I'm going with Johnson & Johnson for number 4. The fifth one that I'm going to name is Waste Management Incorporated. This is a waste management services company. So they specialize in recycling and renewable energy. And today you can get a share of their stock for about $212.40, somewhere in there. But I would heavily research Waste Management Incorporated if in fact you are all into sustainability and eco-friendliness. Okay, you might find an alignment there with that company. All right, so the last company that Mr. Aurorah wants to share is Microsoft. Now, we all know that Microsoft is a technology company, but they make significant investments in renewable energy and carbon reduction initiatives. All right, now this is by far the most expensive share of stock, coming in at around $421 and some change. Of course, I'll put it on the screen. However, you can't lose. They've got an excellent track record. You will get your dividends, okay? And for the secured entrepreneurs who are looking to align with companies that have their, the same thought process as they have, which is to create eco-friendly environments and to get in on renewable energy. I would say these are my top picks, okay? So that's what Mr. Aurorah wants to share with you in today's video. I'll be back and answer some more of these questions, all right? But of course, if you have not, please go down in the links and click the link for the Trust Basics course so that you can see how these secured entrepreneurs are about to start their portfolios with their trust, okay? So you all know you can find me, Ms. Aurorah Dey, at AurorahDeyConsulting.com. And until next time, ta-ta.